Hello, Spartan Nation. Happy Friday. Mr. Misano here from SS Seward, and we are doing this video just as an overview of the expectations that we went over in classes at the beginning of the year, just as a reminder and also as a way to get parents and family members on the same page of what the expectations are and why these expectations are in place here at SS Seward. So what do we expect from our school community? Well, first of all, we're students. And that's our job. That's what we take seriously. That's our purpose behind each and every day. We're coming here ready to learn, ready to work hard so that we can improve and be prepared for the academic challenges that await us in the future. At Seward, we expect everyone, staff, student, everybody, to be safe and respectful at all times. And we must hold each other accountable to ensure that we're all acting in a safe and respectful manner. So let's talk about safety first. We're committed to providing a safe learning environment in which all students and staff feel respected, which means there is no such thing as just joking. Unfortunately, there's many times where students come into the office, they're in trouble for something, and the excuse is, well, I was just joking. That's never a valid excuse. It's never okay to joke about anything in regards to safety, especially when it comes to threatening comments or anything that could make somebody feel less safe in the building. That's just not okay and will not be tolerated. So it's something that we have to keep on the forefront of our mind, that some joking is not funny at all and has no place in school. It's really important that we're being safe on the bus because, as you know, the bus is the only time during your educational experience where the person supervising you has their back to you in a moving space that is, tons of steel traveling at possibly even 50 miles an hour around the road. So we need to make sure that we're doing our best as students to be good passengers, respectful, and complying with the directives of the bus driver so that they're not distracted when they're driving and they can keep their eyes on and attention on the road where it belongs. Hands off in general when there's rough housing or horseplay, that even if it's between the best of friends, it can escalate. It can turn into an issue in the building, even into a physical altercation. And even if it doesn't, it makes other people around you feel less safe. So as a rule, we just don't have that physical contact in the school. We keep it to handshakes and high fives. That's fine, but no pushing, shoving, hitting, things of that nature. That is never going to be okay in our building. Be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. That means being on time. That is a critical element of being a successful student, showing that you take your job and responsibility seriously, getting there on time. So do what you need to do to get here on time, to get to each and every one of your classes throughout the day on time, making sure that you're not messing around in the hallways, socializing a little too much, that we're getting from point A to point B in a timely manner. And if you're not where you're supposed to be for a valid reason, get a pass. Make sure that you have a pass so that everybody can see you're authorized to be where you're going, where you're headed, and make sure that before you leave that assigned space that you sign out so that the adult responsible for you knows where you are, can account for you, especially in the need of an emergency or if somebody's looking for you, we can quickly locate you throughout the building. We want to make sure you're safe. And last but not least, unfortunately, we have to talk about drugs because I do believe that this generation of students is targeted by drugs like no other prior generation, especially when it comes to edible forms and vape cartridges. They're fruity flavors, candy flavors that are targeting our youth. And as parents, family members, we have to be aware of it. We have to make sure that our kids know that it's not okay to take anything, even from friends, because in the incidents that happened, a lot of times it is from a friend sharing something that they were curious about, wanted to try. And it's a really dangerous thing. We don't even know the chemicals that are in some of these edible and vape cart devices. We need to be very mindful of it as a community and keeping our eye out for possible use amongst our youth, especially. If you ever have any concerns about a friend, about something that you're seeing, as always, when it comes to safety, please reach out to us. Let us know. Do not hesitate. We want to hear that kind of stuff so we can act on it. The second part is being respectful. It's the same statement here of what we are striving to do each and every day at Seward. We're committed to providing a safe learning environment in which all students and staff feel respected. And I'm going to start off with the same thing I started off with: safety. Just joking. Never never is it just joking when it comes to shaming somebody for who they are, what they believe in, making jokes about somebody's race, identity, belief systems, body image. None of that is ever going to be funny or acceptable in a school setting. We absolutely will not stand for any type of bullying, harassment, or discriminatory language, derogatory language in our building or around our building about our students. So here's what it comes down to. If you think something's funny in regards to who somebody is, you better just keep that one to yourself. And secondly, if you or somebody you know is being picked on, bullied, harassed, in any way, shape, or form, feeling disrespected in our building or in circumstances surrounding our building, we want to know about it. Mrs. Collins and I take those things very seriously. We want to make sure that every single student feels safe and respected each and every moment of the school day and beyond, so that they have positive connotations of coming to Seward and making sure that their mind is on what's important, their responsibility being a student first and learning and working hard. So with language, it's a very easy thing. I know we talked about it here, but there's also obviously cursing and using language that's just not appropriate for the school day. That's also not acceptable in the building. And I've got to say, you know, our students are meeting our expectations. They're definitely rising to the expectations that we've set in all of these categories. And it's important to be reminded of, because we can get carried away with our friends. We start talking, and sometimes we can forget where we are in a school setting. And it's really important that we keep our language appropriate and professional throughout the building. The use of phones has been drastically limited from prior years, and this has to do a lot with respect, also has to do with safety, but making sure that there's a safe space for students to come to school, not have to worry about who's using social media, posting anything about them, or sending images or anything like that. So we want students to be able to focus on class, to be focused on what they're supposed to be doing throughout the day, and phones often are a distraction to that. And an impediment even to that. So we are making sure that phones are prohibited in classrooms, in bathrooms, in locker rooms, and yes, in the cafeteria, so you can eat your sandwich in peace without worrying about somebody posting something about how you're eating or what you're eating online. If at any point during the school day you ever need to use the phone yourself for an actual legitimate reason, you can come down to the main office. That is appropriate at any time. Your teachers will write you a pass. You can come down here during lunch or whatever and use it in the office. Use it in the health office. Please don't ever text your parents, students from a bathroom or anything, a family member, and say, "I'm not feeling well." Well, we want to make sure again that you're safe and that you're supported in the environment here in school. So you need to be in the health office with a medical professional if you're not feeling well. So please, you can use your phone from any office. It is not prohibited in the hallways and passing time, but it is prohibited in the classrooms, the locker rooms, the bathrooms, and in the cafeteria. Earbuds, AirPods are the same thing under respect. Just having one earbud in while a class is going on. Some students say, well, it helps me concentrate. The reality is you're sending a message of, this is only worth half of my attention and not my undivided attention if one ear is plugged up with music. So it's really important that we have the earbuds away, and that we're listening solely to what's going on in the classroom, engaged in the learning experience. So keep them away during class time. Social media obviously is something that is prevalent amongst our youth. What needs to be noted here is that social media, bad choices on social media can impact the school day, even if it happens outside of the school day. If it makes somebody feel less safe or less respected and less comfortable in school, it can be addressed by the school. So we need to be mindful of how we're representing ourselves on social media all the time, because that is also a legacy that follows you in your future. And it's a lot of responsibility that our young adults have to think about right here and now, because it can have implications for the future. Attire, we want to make sure that every student is dressed in a respectful way, in a way that promotes self-respect and dignity for all students. And obviously any messages that would be counter to that would not be tolerated in school. We certainly don't want anybody promoting anything of violence or drug use or sexual in nature in what they're wearing. And last but not least here of the whole presentation, manners matter. Being nice, being courteous, going out of your way to lift somebody up any given day really makes a difference. And I've been blown away by the level of respect I've seen throughout this building, given not just to myself, but to students, to other students, colleagues amongst each other. It's a very respectful atmosphere, and we want to continue that, obviously, and build upon that. And little simple things like please and thank yous just go a long way. So we want to remind our students at all times to be courteous and kind to the people around them, because it really can make all the difference in the world. We've all had bad days, and when somebody goes out of their way to be nice to us, it brings a smile to your face. It makes a difference. So I really appreciate you all taking the time to listen to this presentation at any time. If you have any questions or concerns, this is the first of hopefully many videos that we're going to put out over the course of the years ahead of us, but we are always available. So if you have a question, you have a concern, please reach out to us. We are happy to help. That's what we're here for, and we appreciate your involvement. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for taking the time. Have a wonderful weekend, and we look forward to seeing everybody back at Seward on Monday. Take care, folks.